What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel, Underdog Champion Trader, and I am Gio, and we're going to talk today about the top 5 stocks for tomorrow and possibly the entire week. I do tend to trade the same stocks almost every single day. I do have 11 stocks on my watch list that I watch every single day. So before we jump into the top 5 stocks, I'm going to explain how I look at these stocks, how I figure out what I'm going to trade the next day. So I do have about 25 to 30 stocks on my watch list, all of them moving at least $1 or more, but my top 11 stocks move $3 or more on average. So I look at my watch list the night before I'm going to trade the next day, and then I go down one by one, start checking the news on them, seeing if there's any recent news, any bad news, any good news, and I determine my picks that way. Okay, if there's bad news, then I want to see where it's at. How bad is the news? Is it going to drop a little bit? Which I'd rather prefer for it to drop, because I can climb that wave up if it's going to go up. Now, if it's really horrible news, then I'll keep it on the corner of my eye and to see where it's going to go. But basically, for me, good news, no news is good for me. And especially with these stocks, they do have a history of doing the exact same thing mostly every single day. They do move up in high swings, tending to be $3 or more. Tesla, on an average, moves $3. Sometimes it moves more than that. Okay, so you need to consider trading and think of it as your job or your business. Okay, so if it's your job and you're a good employee, we're going to assume everyone is a good employee. You're going to show up on time. You're going to be ambitious. You're going to go above and beyond. And if it's your business, you want it to be successful, so you're going to do everything possible for sales to go up. So if you think of it that way, you can definitely be a successful stock trader. Obviously, put in the training, study the charts, do your homework. If you're an indicator user, you know what indicators use for you. I found what works best for me, and so forth and so on. So we're going to look at the news on each of these top 5 stocks, and then we're going to look at the charts to see where it closed, where it opened, and I'll give you a little brief indication of how I would have got in, or maybe I just would have just waited for it to drop to a certain price, depending on where it opened. Okay. Well, Tesla will be the number 1 stock I'm going to be looking at in the top 5. There is no recent news except for Elon Musk is launching his own tequila brand. All right, we're going to have a Tesla tequila out there pretty soon. Okay, well, we all know that Elon Musk is a bit eccentric. I mean, this guy tweets that his own stock is too expensive, and then everyone just freaks out and it just drops. I mean, you gotta love this guy. I mean, really, this guy is awesome. I mean, he really is. Okay, so let's jump into the charts. First, we're going to do is we're going to look at the deviation flex grid, okay, for yesterday. So as you can see here, yesterday on the zoomed out chart, you can see it opened right here at overbought. So again, these lines, I'll describe them real quick. The blue and the green are overbought. The orange is resistance. The yellow is support. Average. The orange down here is support, and then these two green and blue lines right here, that is considered to be oversold. So as you can see, it opened up too high for me. So I would have left this in the corner of my eye, and I would have jumped to my other top 3 stocks that I have. So I always pick 5, and out of those 5, I pick 3, and then the other 2 I always have in the corner of my eye to see where they're at. Okay, so this opened a little bit too high, and I basically would have got in using my my stochastic slow and my pink and blue line telling me when to get in. So again, the sweet spot would be anywhere between, and I will show you with a marker. The sweet spot will be anywhere between this orange line and this yellow line being resistance and the average. A better spot would be beneath, so the average and support, or right here, support and oversold. So those are the 3 sweet spots that you can determine if it's going to continue to go down with your pink and blue lines being the 9 and the 5 moving average. Okay, so as you can see here, that it dropped. I would have got in maybe around here, okay? I would have got in around here because it crossed my lines here in the bottom. It's underneath that candle. There's a gap with the pink line and the blue line, and you could just ride that wave up. Now, I always say I always get out when it breaks my blue line, and I've had people ask me, tell me, well, Gio, what if on the second candle it breaks your blue line? Well, you need to remember where the stock is at, okay? The stock is already at oversold, okay? And this stock has an average, has a tendency of doing that quite often. As you can see here, it dropped to oversold, went through support, went through the average, went to resistance, consolidated right there, back and forth from average and resistance right there. Okay, so for newbies, I would say maybe, you know, wait until you get a clear indication that it's going to stay above your pink and blue lines, until you really understand the deviation lines, so you can stay in it even if it breaks your blue or pink candle, or I'm sorry, your blue or pink lines on the second or third candle. Me already knowing the charts and understanding the deviation lines and knowing that Tesla does this almost every single day. I mean, this is what it does, okay? I either would have waited until it hit the average, okay, or maybe it hit resistance right here. Now, also remember, if you get in here, when it breaks this green line on the bottom here, it breaks your orange or your pink line, and there's that gap right there between the blue and the pink line, okay? That yellow line right here is already coming into play. If that yellow line here, being the 21 moving average, comes into play, that means that the stock is on an uptrend. So I'm not worried about it at all, not one bit. So if we were to backtrack just a little bit right before you got in, you would have got in there. You can see that the yellow line is getting closer to the candle and getting closer to your pink and blue lines right here. You keep going, boom, look at that. It catapults up right there, and you can just ride that wave. So in turn, you can just use your yellow line to get out of the trade. So there's a few different methods to stay in the trade. Tesla is a volatile stock for how expensive it is, but it's great. It moves in big swings. All right, guys. So next is going to be Twilio. Twilio is going to be our second stock that we're going to be looking at. Okay? Why Twilio? Well, Twilio is one of my favorite stocks. It does move quite often, up $3 or more. Okay? There is no recent news on Twilio. I already did the homework, but I'm doing this for you guys with the newbies. Okay? So there is no recent news. You can see recent news, there is none. 6 days, 5 days, 4 days, 13 days. Now let's look at the flex grid real quick. Okay, as you can see, Twilio open at the sweet spot. That's what we love. We want that. We want that sweet spot, man. That's gravy right there, baby. That's beautiful. Okay, so let's see where we would have got in. So my lines are crossing right there. As you can see, it's going through the candle. Okay, there's a gap between the blue and the pink, and you could just get in right there, and then it's just going to go up. You can also see that the yellow line, your 21, is coming into play. Okay, and you could just ride that wave up. Again, anyone who's seeing this right now will say, well, Gio, you got in there, but it broke your blue line. It also broke your pink line. You know, what are you doing? The strategy is supposed to be working. Look, guys, the strategy works 75-80% of the time. So it's going to happen. You need to remember, you know where the stock is at, okay? That's what these deviation lines are for. So the stock is at support. So it went to support once, twice, 3 times, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then 10, and then it just, boom, it just took off from there. So I gauge the entry with my stochastic slow on the bottom, my pink and blue lines on the top, and then I see that yellow 21 moving average about to come into play. Okay, I get in here because I like to get in early, and especially if it's around the sweet spot, man, I want to get in right there. But if you just want a clearer entry, you could basically just wait again till just, you know, how that's not gonna, it's done tapping support, because, you know, statistically, the more tap support, meaning it's going to be a strong level of support, then it's just going to bounce up. And then you can also correlate that with your stochastic slow being here, that it crossed your green, crossing the pink. And then we can just see on the charts right here what it did. So if it crossed right here, you can see all your lines are crossing. Your pink and your blue lines are your pink, blue, and yellow lines are crossing. And that's the second method, is wait till they all cross, as they did right there. And I will show you where they crossed. They crossed right there, man, right there on that candle right there. Actually, that was kind of bad. So let me do that again. They crossed right there, right here in these two candles is where they crossed. And you can see going down, it crossed right there, guys. Okay, so whatever method, there's two methods to get into it. A cleaner run will be waiting for all three lines to cross, because it'll definitely go back up. It'll go up, or you can just wait for the pink line to go under or through the candle. Either one works. Again, not every strategy is going to be 100% accurate. This is about 75-80%. So there is a slow, low chance that it's not going to go the way we want it to go, but that's very low. Okay. All right. Next is going to be Roku. Now Roku had some decent news breakout on Friday. Okay. But no recent news today. As you can see here, 2 days, 16 hours ago, and this is basically what it's saying, is that the stock is going to be doing great because they beat earnings, and they have tremendous amount of sales coming in. Apparently, people are buying a bunch of Roku TVs, which is great. And Roku does move three or more dollars on an average. So let's jump right into the Flex Grid and see what it did on Friday, where we would have got in. Okay. All right. So you can see on the zoomed out Flex Grid, it is at support and close to oversold. That's beautiful, man. That's amazing. So let's zoom out just a little bit and see where we would have got in. Okay. So let's see right here. So my pink and blue lines, or I'm sorry, my green and pink line on the slow down here, they're crossing right there. And if you look at the cursor, boom, look at that. I mean, you can't get any better than that, man. Look at that, beautiful. So my pink line is going through the candle, and my blue line is above the pink line. And look at that beautiful run up right there. And then here you can just get out when it breaks your blue line, which it did right there. So if we zoom out, where would you have got in? You would have got in right there at 231, and you would have got out here at 249. So man, that's like what? That's like I'll give you an exact number. So 230. And you got out at 251. Man, that's $20, man. Can't beat that. That's a $20. Well, actually, right here we got it right here. $19, man. Beautiful run right there, ladies and gentlemen. Beautiful run. Okay, so for the newbies, this is what you want. You want it to be under, going up. And your blue line being underneath the candles. If it's not doing that, if it's choppy, then you basically gauge it with your deviation lines. Is it at support? Is it at oversold? The stock has a tendency of doing that. You do your history, and then you're good to go, guys. Okay, so this is picture perfect right here. This was yesterday. Now, why do I like it? Well, let's look at the let's look at a cleaner chart. Okay, now it ran up massively and it just keeps going up. As you can see, it keeps going up, it keeps going up. Okay, I'm looking for Roku to drop down a little bit tomorrow, not too much. I'm looking for profit takers to come in tomorrow, so the stock might come down, okay, around this area here, around the 230 mark, maybe a little bit up, maybe around the 240 mark, around there, okay, and then get in. Again, I gauge it by using my my flex grid, my deviation chart, okay, being and I'll explain this again one more time. Okay, let me get rid of these lines right here. Okay, being the sweet spot would be anywhere between this yellow line and this orange line being the average support. Another sweet spot between the support and oversold being that green line. Now I will get in if it opens around the average and resistance right there. Okay, only if my lines come in play and depending on what it did the previous day. Okay, I want to look at the resistance and support from the previous day. Now remember, I have my deviation line to tell me that. As you can see, this is a channel going up, so the stock is going up. All right, guys, so that is Roku. All right, so we talked about Tesla, we talked about Twilio, and we talked about Roku. What is the next stock that we're going to be talking about? We are going to be talking about Walmart. Walmart being the next stock that we are looking at. Why are we looking at Walmart? Well, Walmart had some news that broke out the other day that Comcast is making their own style of Roku TVs and Walmart is going to be selling them. Now, there was no clear news that Walmart is going to be selling them exclusively, but I do know that Walmart will be the first ones to sell said TVs from Comcast. Okay, so that's pretty awesome. And then if we look at the chart, let's look at the 5-day, 5-minute chart. Okay, real quick. Okay, as you can see, Walmart has been going up. It's on an upswing right here. That's fantastic. And we'll see in the 1 year, 1 day how far it went up. It went to 151 about 2 months ago. So it's definitely in reach, guys. It can definitely do that. But knowing that stocks, once they go up massively and you have some bag holders, you have to assume you have some bag holders coming in that it's more than likely going to, it's probably going to drop right there in the morning. So if you look at this, let's look at yesterday. So this is a zoomed out chart. You can see it opened at the sweet spot. Man, all these stocks are opening up at the sweet spot, man. It's really beautiful. Okay, so again, what I say on the previous stock, this is, I will get into it if it's around here between this orange and this yellow line here, if my lines come into play. Okay, so as you can see here, my slow is crossing and I have the yellow underneath and I have the pink going under the candle and that little mini gap between the blue and the pink. So being the pink underneath the blue, and you can just ride that wave all the way up. I mean, just look at that beautiful run. So you would have gotten around here at 144 and you would have sold, let's say you would have sold about right here, 145. So, about $1.50 or so. Walmart doesn't move that much as Twilio and Tesla or Roku. It moves $1.50, but I'm anticipating that Walmart is going to keep going up to that 151. So that's why I say this could be a stock to look out for the entire week. Okay? All right. Now we're done with that. Let's go to the next one. And the next one being one of my other favorites, Baba, Alibaba. Baba. All right, Baba. Now, Baba already had bad news, and we'll look at the chart in a minute. The news was there was some kind of fraud thing going on with the Ant Group IPO, which is a business that Baba is getting in with. But Alibaba is like Amazon, so it's a very strong company. The lawyers already came in, the PR already did their thing. And we'll show you on the We'll show you on the flex grid right here, actually on the clean chart. We'll look at the 5-day, 5-minute. As you can see, it's sold out. This is where the bad news came in. BABA is so strong. Look where it's at right now. It's already reached right there. Look, that is the level of resistance right there. So sold off hard. It went to 279. It went back up to 299. Okay, so about $11 right there. All right. And look, this is where it was at. So I'm anticipating for BABA to go back to where it came from. As you can see, it sold off here again, went back up, and you can see that's where the resistance is. Okay, as of right now, that's the resistance. So I do anticipate BABA to sell off a little bit in the morning and then maybe go back up. Okay, so then we'll look at the flex grid for BABA. BABA. All right, so BABA. So let's get rid of these trend lines real quick and have a cleaner chart since I already have so much on here. All right, let's do that. All right. So where did BABA open? BABA opened, look at the sweet spot, one of the sweet spots. Okay, so let's get right into it. What have we gotten in? All right, let's do this beautiful thing right here. Well, my skull is going ahead and crossing right here, and that's the candle that it's crossing at. You could have got in there, and you could have just rode that little mini wave from 290 all the way to 292. That's a $2 swing. Or you could just wait for it to cross again, with meaning all your lines crossing right here as it did right there. Let me show you. All your lines cross right there, and then although your lines didn't cross here, it did bounce off of the pink line there. So that's another method that I use, only because I know what I'm doing. So you might want to just wait till you cross, till your lines cross, like right here. It crossed right here, and then it crossed right there. That will probably be the safer bet for all the newbies out there. Okay, so it crossed right there. Look at your lines right there, and boom, you could just ride that wave up. So if you would have gotten around here at 292.55 and you would have sold it basically at resistance, okay, 296. So where was it we got in? Right there, right? So 292 and then 296. That's a $4 swing up there, guys. So that's pretty nice. Okay, so again, the method, remember I told you the method works about 75-85% of the time, which is why you can see sometimes you'll get in when everything is crossing and it's just about a $1 or $2 upswing, and that's still great, guys. It really is great. Okay, you could have got in here, you would have got out when it's tapping the blue line right there, or you can just ride that wave out. I would have rode the wave out if I got in there, only because I know where the chart is, and I know the chart, and I know that the stocks work on a pendulum. They always go up and under the that yellow line right here, okay, and then go to resistance or support. So I would have got in there, but only because I know what I'm doing, and also remember that this deviation line is going to help you and guide you to get in and out of the trades. All right, guys, so this is the top 5 stocks, guys. If you do have any questions, please comment below, subscribe to the channel, and I will make more content for you guys. I'm making it anyway. I do have a lot of people that are requesting training videos and how to set up the charts, work on the strategy. We're going to go further into the strategy in other videos, so that way you guys can really understand. So say that the stock like this is a perfect example. Say that the strategy that I'm showing you, this is crossing, this is going under, and there's a gap between that blue and that pink, and then you get in, it goes up, and then it just comes back down. Well, that right there is considered to be your level of support. Okay, so it tapped it once, it tapped it twice. Now 2 times tapping that level of support is not really a strong support. The more times it touches support, the stronger it is. So I would have got in there, but only because I know how this stock works more or less, you know. And then look at that, it came back down, it touched it, so it touched it 2 more times, so that's a strong level of support, and then it just didn't look back, man. It just kept going up from there. Okay, guys, so we'll talk about more in further detail on support, resistance, the candlesticks on the chart, like I did that other video for everybody, so you guys can understand a little bit more. So this was basically a cross of top 5 stocks, how to get in and out of the stock using the strategy that I use, using the deviation lines, the 5 SMA, the 9 EMA, and the 21 EMA, going with your stochastic slowed indicator on the bottom. All right, guys, that's about does it for me, and all good. Until the next time.